afternoon, my crafty friends. So today I'm doing an update on the house. As I showed you in the past, this staircase set I had to stain and put together, which was a little, it took some time. It was messy, but that's the nature of the whole thing. You could get these things probably all done and taken care of if you wanted to. But I really wanted to try. And if I had mentioned it before, the difficult part was putting in the banister because I am not putting a hole in the dollhouse. I thought about it, I tried it, it wasn't going to come out nice, so I just decided to fake it. So after I got everything set up, you can see this is how it's supposed to look. It is a little bit too inclined, but this is just for show, just to show you how it's supposed to come out. And you see those 3 spots up there, I'm cutting that down so that it'll go flush with the second floor, or if you want to, the ceiling. I bought some press and peel or peel and press flooring, which really turned out very nice. And as I said before, those weights were there because sometimes it wasn't enough to hold it down and they were popping up. So I put the weights on and they've seemed to be staying pretty stable. And as you can see, I put the paper in, I put in some faux wood trim by the door. That is real, but everything kind of went nicely. I'm going to do a close-up of what I had to do because of the way the dollhouse is set up. This flooring was very easy to cut, and I bought extra in case I made mistakes. And you can see there is no trim over by the window there, so that's okay. That works for me. I may put some trim back there to go over the flooring. So I measured, and it took me a couple of times. Sometimes, because you have to remember, you're the camera and you're inside. I'm like an arm's length away from the back, and so I have to go in and try to maneuver. Sometimes I got the measurement right and sometimes I didn't. You can see here the measurement was too short. You see how it's moving around? And look, you can erase the pencil mark. So it really worked out well. So I'm going with this one first, and I will fix that other one after I put in a little bit of an angle, because that's where the trim is sort of stopping my flooring from laying flat. You see I put a cut mark in there. Really easy to cut with a pair of scissors. I have Tim Holtz heavy duty scissors, and I only use them for things like this. So just a little bit of trimming, you put it in, you measure it. If it's not going down flush, you bring it up again and trim a little bit more. It's actually, I've seen my dad do stuff like this, and in real life with a real tile, and you really do. I mean, sometimes it's just a little bit of finessing. So I'm going to fix this one. I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger. And I found a piece, and see it sits much nicer. And we're going to finish the rest. It does take a while, especially since I'm so far away. And it just presses down. And if it looks like something's coming up, you put a little bit of one of those weights on it for a little while, and it does stick. I don't want to glue these because, just in case I want to change it out. I figure if something comes better. Now see, that one I liked. I checked out that, but it's not going in the right direction. So I put it on there. I know the measurement is good because I just tested it out upside down. And now I'm just going to clip that part off. And we saved all of those. and we're going to try to sit it in there. And I know my big old hands are in the way for you, but seriously, you'll see how we just finesse with it. Now, it does need to have a little bit off the side so that it'll sit nicely. And I pull it, I take it out, I trim it, I put it back in. I think I speed this up so you get to see it a little better. It is hard because I'm not able to see anything. I'm maneuvering around. I think that's almost it. It's close. It's just a little bitty gap, but you know what? I'm going to live with it. I'm living with it. There. Come on. I know, it's so frustrating, right? Trust me. There. And then I can feel. That's how I had to do this. I had to use the feeling method to see if it was going to go in and how it looked. Now, because this is in the back of the house, there'll probably be things over here that will kind of hide it. I didn't know if I marked it, so I went to erase it. The sides are funny to do, and that's what I'm going to show you here. So we got everything else down. I kind of went long and short, long and short. Sometimes I kind of scattered that because I wanted it to be, see how it's a little wonky in some places. It's okay. It's supposed to be an old Victorian that was worked on over the course of years. And different people did different things to it. So now I have to measure that. So I'm going to take a little measurement to see where I should cut. And I cut a little shorter than I think. So I have some room. And there it worked. And that's how much came off. See, it's just a minuscule amount. And then do the rest of the side. And we'll show you what that looked like. So now goes the saga of the staircase. So I cut down the banister and the spindles that go up so that I could put this in so I can fake like there's a second floor. It always bugged me that doll houses had second floors, but no way for them to get up there. Now, granted, they can't get through the ceiling, but I thought it was a better choice than trying to cut through the dollhouse that's already set up. So, using wood glue, I propped, and I had to put the landing piece on the top. And once that was glued, I attached it. The problem was that when it was attached to the ceiling, for some reason, it was cattywampus on the bottom. It didn't really go flush with the flooring, which was weird because I had put it in there and I thought that it did, and it just wasn't working out for me. So I did this 3 or 4 times where I put it in, I tried it, it still didn't sit right. I glued the top and the bottom. That's how I initially did it. And I cut a lot out because I can just tell you that it wasn't sitting properly, so I had to pull it out. I put it back in. The top would get attached, but the bottom was still open, and it was weird, very weird. And I tried a few things. Like I tried to put shims at the top and the bottom, and it was just not enough. And because the bottom was sort of off kilter, and I attribute it to the flooring, that the wood must not have been straight. I tried coffee stirrers. I tried pieces of the flooring from the floor that I put down, and it was like almost 3 pieces, and it would only go to a certain point, and I was done with it. I couldn't handle it. I didn't know how else to do it. And you see, I tried putting a piece of flooring up there to shim it, and it wasn't, well, it didn't work. It didn't work. But I finally did get it in there. I finally got it to where it was secure at the top, although it wasn't secure at the bottom. And if you're thinking I could have just attached it to the wall, that wasn't going to happen because there was already woodworking around it, and it would not have attached well. So I did what I did. Hopefully it stays. If not, I'll fuss with it a different way and see what happens. I still have another staircase. I'm not going to put the second one in. So I'm just going to save it in case I have to redo this one. So see the gap under there and how it's wider at the right and narrower at the wall? That's it. But here's the whole flooring. There's the doorway, which I don't have a door, but we'll see. We'll see where I go with that. Right now, I'm just going to try to get the kitchen in, and I may put like a little seated area behind the staircase there. You see that's part of the back, the outside. So I may stain that and see how that comes out. But it's not bad. I think if I were to decorate it for, like, say, Christmas with stuff coming down the banister, you won't even notice that top part there. And this is the side that's going to be the kitchen. So that's all prepped and ready. I just have to decide my style in there, what I'm going to put. I have some ideas of things that other creators have made templates up, so I'll look into that. And for now, I appreciate you watching. Thanks so much. Give me a comment if you have any ideas. And I'll see you again.